get back. Council, you have anything to add?
Only very briefly, I know some of the neighbors are going to be getting up. I attempted to answer some of the questions that they had. I just asked the board to try to stay focused on whether the complaints that they have really are impacted by this particular project in terms of its non-conformity, and I would suggest that it doesn't. The fact is that it's not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood because it fits exactly just as the other structures in the neighborhood fit, and it is sized properly for the Residence B zoning and complies, in fact, with the Residence B zoning in all regards, with the one exception of the non-conformity that pre-existed, and we actually removed a non-conformity and brought a building into compliance.
Thank you. Does anyone want to speak in favor?
I know that most of the neighbors are going to speak in opposition. My name is Paul Kodad. I live on SEA Street in Quincy, so I'm nowhere near the neighborhood. But having listened to the presentation of council and understanding that the builder and council have endeavored to work with the neighborhood, and that the builder has certain rights, that I, as an individual, would like to be recorded in favor of this.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Second call? Third call? Correspondence from the DPW. February 27, 2017, 83 Dysart, case number Z17-16. Reviewed the submittal on the above referenced project. Our comments are as follows. Specify how much impervious area will be increased due to development. 2. Provide plans showing the existing site conditions, layout of utilities, grading, drainage, and construction details. 3. Explain how the surface runoff will be discharged and treated. 4. Install survey monuments to delineate the public right-of-way. Monuments shall be set by a professional land surveyor. 5. Provide dimensions and grades for the pavement area and driveway entrances. 6. Repair all utility trenches and public right-of-way with controlled density fill and infrared. 7. Upon completion of this project, as-built plan showing all utilities, building footprints, reference bounds, benchmarks, define the total site facilities. Right-of-way needs to be submitted along with a digital file. The as-built plan shall be stamped and signed by a professional land surveyor or a professional engineer. All right, here we're going to get into this tonight. Opposed or undecided. Just don't repeat what the other person said and we'll go great. If you're not in favor, say you're not in favor. A few statements, try to take a minute apiece, not 10 minutes each if we could, okay? So, anyone opposed or undecided?
Yes.
Come on up.
We could just kind of file a line.
File a line. If we could just kind of.
So you can stay there. You can get. Sorry, you can get up when you're ready.
Yeah.
Let him go first.
My name is Gregory Doyle. I own the home at 30 Madison Avenue, as well as 7577 Dysart. My first question is, has anybody reviewed the numbers they have submitted to you?
DPW, and that's the letter they got.
No, I'm talking about the zoning.
Yes, DPW went over the whole thing.
DPW does not handle zoning. The building department.
I'm not. The building department went over this whole thing. What it was, the size, what? You think I went out and measured it? No, I didn't. I measured that.
I'm talking about the application and the numbers that they have submitted.
Yes, and I have
And
it right
to
here.
start with, their requested conditions,
Yep.
0.24, 0.55. What they conveniently neglect each time that they do this is they do not add the original, which is the old half a house, a half,
Oh, is that
the two-family.
all right.
And when you figure the
It has
FAR,
to.
you include everything on the lot.
So you're saying that's not in there?
And that's not in there because it works out to be, instead of 0.24, 0.55. which does not comply with the ordinance requirements. And that statement has been made several times by the attorney. It's not only that, but if I lived immediately in the neighborhood, I would kind of resent an outsider telling me what the neighbors are bothered with. And that garage has not bothered one single neighbor in 50 years, okay? So don't believe the interpretation by the proponent. Ask the people who live there what they think and what it is. So in addition to that, I don't think they really have the right to even be asking you to find them, make a finding. And I've cited this before to you. Section 346 of the ordinance says, any non-conforming use or structure which has been abandoned or not used for a period of 2 years shall lose its protected status and be subject to all the provisions of the ordinance. And this proposal does not meet all ordinance requirements. As I just pointed out to you with the .55 versus the 2.4 that they submitted. So I guess I'll keep it at that short speech.
Thank you.
I'm Ann Doyle, I live at 77 Dysart Street. I found a number of discrepancies between the plans the building department has on file for the proposed development, the dimensional form, and the nature of request and history of property documents. So I'd just like some clarification of the following. The nature of request and history of property states the owner has now resubmitted his application, removing a parking underneath on the first level, resulting in a 2.5 level structure. Page 1 of the plan, which I have here, still shows and lists 2 interior parking spaces. I know he has said, Councilor Phelan has said they're not going to do that, but on the plan it is still showing them. And on the plan that he has, it's showing them as well. Additionally, it also lists the proposed 3 total units as 3 stories,
It's on the
not
first
2
page,
and a half.
on the right.
Huh?
It's on the right, I noticed it too.
Thank you.
Right there. See, it's still showing the 2 parking
Oh,
spots.
on this.
On the plan.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's listing as 3 total units as 3 stories, not 2.5. So it's what he's showing you on the plan is not smaller than what he submitted previously. And if the plan's what's used for future building is what gets approved, that concerns me a great deal because it's not what he's saying versus what he's actually showing. The dimensional form indicates the lot is 10,609 square feet, but page 1 of the plan shows the same, but page 2 of the plan says the lot's 10,424 square feet, which is what the city says it is on the assessor sheets. So I don't know which it really is, but it's different for each.
Yes, it's 609, it's 402 here, right? 424.
That's concerning to me because it's not. Which one is it?
It has to be the 10609 because it was stamped by the survey.
Right.
Okay, so that's what would be used then to calculate the floor area ratio. The total floor area numbers, the floor area ratio and the dimensional forms are not accurate. You're supposed to use the gross area of all buildings on the lot. The existing building gross area according to the city is 33,308 feet. The proposed building gross area is 2,496. You add those together, you get 5,804, and then you divide it by the lot area to get your FAR. And if you do that, you get an FAR of 0.547, and it's supposed to be 0.4 or less. So if that's calculated out properly, as I believe I have done from conversations I've had with people about how to do an FAR,
You're right.
it's not meeting the requirement. It's exceeding. The dimensional form again indicates that the width of the lot is 72.98 feet. Minimum lot frontage is supposed to be 75. I know we were here before and got a continuance to get that figured out, but they still didn't correct it on their dimensional form.
79.5 by survey.
Right.
The dimensional form existing rear and side yard setbacks don't match those listed on page 1 of the plan. I know there was reference that everything's being met, but it's not showing that on the dimensional form. The zoning code calls for minimum open space of 700 square feet per unit. Under the dimensional form, the requested conditions say 4,400 square feet, but it's supposed to be per dwelling unit, so if you did that times 3, you're getting 13,200 square feet, which is bigger than the existing lot, so obviously that's not accurate either. I already mentioned that the page 1 of the plan still shows the 2 interior parking spots. The dimensional form lists the number of dwelling units as 2, yet the plan showing a 2-unit plus the existing single family. So I didn't know if Councilor Phelan was really just going to do a 1-family, was being nice to us, and it would just be 2 on the lot. So anyway, I'm very concerned about the discrepancies among the forms because I think it's confusing and misleading. Last January, the members of the Zoning Board of Appeal allowed the previous owner to withdraw her 2-unit, 2.5-story, 2-bedroom that was 1,248 square feet without prejudice. This is the same size, slightly taller, and it has 2 bathrooms per unit rather than the 1. So I'm finding it interesting that we come back better than a year later with a very similar proposal, except this appears to be taller and have more bathrooms. And we rejected, or you were allowed it to withdraw last January. So I just don't know why this would be allowed to continue. I've already talked to you in the past about the purposes of zoning. I do believe that this building would create more of a hindrance for the neighborhood. The garage is set back, it doesn't bother the neighborhood. I think this would be substantially more detrimental than the existing non-conforming use to the neighborhood. I never did find out what the present use occupancy R3 and U were. I did call the building code department and still no one was able to tell me what those codes mean on the dimensional form. So I have a signed petition requesting that the board deny this application for a finding, so I will give that to you now. I went out again on Sunday and got signatures from
If anyone signed this, you don't have to speak because your name's already on the record. Or if you want to take your name off this, we can do that. Why don't we do that?
So I'm just asking to please vote no tonight and deny it rather than allow it to withdraw without prejudice.
Thank you. Next.
My name is Luis Casal, and I live at 92 LANCASTER Street since 1969. And I see that the problem that I had in the previous cases that you have here was parking. And my problem is also parking. And Mr. Phelan said that this project will have more spaces than most of the houses in there in the street. That might be the case, I don't know. But the problem is that all the houses in the street, all the way from 83 Dyser Street to Scammell Street, were built before there were any cars. I can give you a little example. 83 Dyser Street was built in 1880. 86 Dyser, 1888. 90 Dyser, 1890. 97 Dyser, 1900. 102 Dyser, 1890. So, without continuing on, all those houses were built before any cars. The first car that Ford and
We need a couple hitching posts, right?
in what I believe was 1903. So I like to give you an example here, a picture. This is from the library, the public library. That is from 1908, Quincy Center. And then there in Quincy Center, there was only 3 cars in there, and that was 28 years after 83 Dyser was built. So they need no parking. So actually today, I ask, the board to consider today's needs. And look like it's going to be 4 parking spaces in there. But we already have now and there another 1 family. There is 2. One of them park on the other side. There's another one, so it's already 3 families. Mr. Phelan also said that if they tear those houses down, that then could build a 3-family. But it's already going to be 4, because 2 that they are going to build now, and 2 that are in there, there's 4. So the problem is the spaces. Another problem that I see in there, I think in one of the pictures you can see it, this house is right on the curve of the street. And thanks to the city, a few years back, they did a beautiful job in Dyser Street. New street, new sidewalks. So what happened now is that a lot of the cars that come in Elm Street, they take Dyson Street not to go up to the Firestone corner in there. And they go very fast. This house is right on the exit there. The last thing that I want to say is that I plow and know for many years. And when you have those small spaces in there, when you plow, you have to push the snow somewhere and you take some other spaces. Those cars are going to end up in the street. So my problem is the parking. One family house, I said before, and I speak only for myself, is a nice piece of land, should be used. One family, I think, will be okay, will be a more car, but will be fine. But now when you have two families, the two that are in there now, and 4 families, there's going to be a lot of cars in there. So I ask you to deny the permission for the two families. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Me. Linda Larison, I live at 93 Dyson Street. I'm 2 doors away from this proposed development. I've been here, I think 4 or 5 times now with also 2 parking lot meetings. And every time we come here, we tell them to come back with something other than a 2-family. And I know if I was a member of the board, I would feel slighted because that's all he's coming back with. Across the street from this place is a 2-story greenhouse that's beautiful. And this house is going to put a huge shadow across the street. Nothing's going to grow in the greenhouse. Nothing's going to grow in the front of Lewis's house where he has beautiful potted plants every year and spends a lot of money on them. I like the garage. I don't have a problem with it. It gives us privacy from the bank, and it's a little bit of open space. Sometimes we park in there if we get jammed. The lady that lived there always let us park there. I know that I'm constantly chasing people away from the front of my house that constantly park there. I put up a sign, do not block the driveway, but I don't know how to write it in 7 different Asian languages. Nobody can read it. And we don't need another absentee landlord who just wants to make a buck. We'd like a single-family home that would enhance the neighborhood in the older houses, not somebody who's not going to be there and then getting tenants in there that I can't even talk to, and they won't move their car in the driveway when it's going to snow. They don't mow their lawn. They don't pick up their trash because they say it's the landlord's. And it's, I mean, did anybody even drive by and look at this lot? I mean, really, the street is so narrow, and on that street, I've had to run across the street. They fly down there. Children. They're doing 35, 40 miles an hour, cut through. You can sit your watch, 415, boom. And what's going to happen when the construction comes? You know, the heavy equipment, the bulldoze and the chipping all day. I'm not going to get any sleep on the weekends. And where are they going to park and create all this dust and all this shit? I'm going to have to close my windows and, you know, leave. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, just leave it alone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
I'll be real short. Dominic Olympio, I live across the street, 86 Dysart. You know, I want something to be built, and I want a single family. I think it would be nice, but that's the first snowstorm. I have a picture on my phone where the people across next door in that duplex, okay, they're parking where the house is. There's no way to put that snow. You see, they had to shovel that themselves. There's 5 bedrooms on that duplex. No one really hears that. The duplex has a family on one side and then 5 bedrooms on the other side. Where are they going to park? If that snow is being pushed, I don't know where they're going to go. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Next.
Laura Larson, 95 Dysart. In addition to Dominic taking pictures, I did as well from the last storm, and the pictures didn't come out that great. But in addition to what Dominic had said, where the front of the house was not plowed, the sidewalks were never plowed either, so you couldn't even pass. You had to cross into the street. It's a one-way street. It's already narrow. When it snows, it's a disaster. Having parking in the back of the house doesn't work. We already know that from existing 2-family dwellings that are on there. To state from what Mr. Phelan had said that most, if not all, of the houses on the street are 2-family, that's not true. There's a very good number of single families as well from the other side, or from both ends of the street. And then the last comment I wanted to make, where Mr. Phelan said that it suits the neighborhood, it doesn't suit us. we've been here, this is our 4th time. With the existing issues, another 2-family does not suit us. I strongly oppose this. Single family would be welcome, depending on, as long as it wasn't an 8-bedroom. Thank you.
Thanks, Larson. Anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, if I may use your picture?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, the other one.
Just don't feel ahead with it.
Certainly not. My name's John Melly. I live at 77 Dysart Street. I noticed that the attorney's picture here was rather interesting to me. Talked about the conformity of this structure working with all the other structures in the neighborhood. I looked at it. I'm going to ask you to take a really good look at this picture. If you look at the size of this structure here, this is the duplex. This is the 2-family house. This is where I live. This is another 2-family house. They're all substantially smaller than this structure here. Even this 2-family house is substantially smaller than this structure here. We talked about it being a 2-family residential neighborhood, saying there's no single-family houses. This is a single family, this is a single family, this is a single family, and there are probably 2 more single families that you don't even see in this picture here. So, and there are more single families going in the other direction. So, to say that single families are the exception on Dysart Street is not an accurate statement. There are plenty of single family homes on Dysart Street. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, I'm Margaret Petrangelo. I live at 82 Dysart Street, and I just want to go on record that I'm opposed to a duplex house. I would agree with a single family because you have somebody who's going to be invested in the neighborhood. We've seen the complexity of the neighborhood change throughout the years. We have so many absentee landlords and houses being rented with people that they don't even know who lives there. We have 2 people that are living in a rented house now that are in jail. Okay? Down the end of the street, we have so these houses are being turned into boarding houses, and it's just changing the neighborhood. You know, we invested our lives into the street. Our homes are, you know, very valuable to us. We all take care of our property. We know one another. We take care of one another. So to see this whole thing change, you know, it's got to come to a point in Quincy where you say, what made Quincy? The neighborhoods, the people, the close-knit. It's not money. It's not, you know, making money on these duplexes and these big developments. Fine, that's going to happen outside the city. But in the little residential areas, you have to keep the integrity of the community, and I think that's important. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Hold on side.
I'm Marilyn Carmichael, I'm 55 Dysart. My first concern is that when I look at this driveway, that's only one habit. So again, it's going to be, you know, in and out. You know, like big concerns for the on New Ave. My second concern is the drainage. I live at 55 Dysart. I have had up to 4 feet of water in my cellar. This town worried about the runoff. I'm sure Mr. Vermonti will tell you the same thing. And other than that, I'll repeat everything everybody else said. I oppose it. Totally oppose it.
Thank you. Counsel?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. You've seen the consistent outpouring from the neighborhood. As you know, my job.
You're all getting to know each other real well. Come together.
Might be on each other's Christmas card list before it's all done.
They know each other's middle names.
I guess my point is, you know, my job, I always felt as a board counsel was to act as a facilitator. I believe I was trying to do the math. It's definitely 4th, possibly 5th time in front of this board. The message hasn't changed. The unified front hasn't changed. And you know, I picked up on what Ann said earlier. I'm not so sure that this proposal is different from what the original owner was proposing. With running the mistake of reiterating everything that was said, like I said, I feel like you've heard consistently over and over and over, but I do want to take a moment and thank the residents for staying organized, staying unified, and quite honestly sticking up for what they believe in, because at the end of the day, these are the people that are here, that pay their taxes, and they go about their daily life. And just for the record, you know, I'm right where I was in the beginning of this whole process, which is not in favor of this particular dwelling. I do, again, point out the fact that this has been an open-minded audience. They have not said no development at all, just a small sequence with potentially a single family. So appreciate your indulgence here this evening, and that is all.
Thank you, Council. Is there anyone else? Closed on the side of last call? Call that closed. Start at that end down there.
So I think it's there's two things that have stuck out of my mind, and they stick out of my mind from the last time. At the closing, you said you were aware of the previous proposal. That sticks out of my mind. That's a big thing for me. You knew that there was already something withdrawn because there was big time neighborhood opposition, and you still propose the same thing. And secondly, I think you're using the lot size to your advantage in certain ways, and then you're avoiding, talking about the single unit that's on there at other times. It's almost more, the previous applicant was actually probably, more genuine in the fact that they were trying to split the lot to show what the actual size of where that structure would be. I just think it's a little disingenuous based on that and the neighborhood opposition. I'm not in favor.
I'd fall on the substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, and with Council Kroll, agree it's good that you guys band together and stick up and come here to express what your feelings are. I think that a two-family, non-owner occupied versus a unoccupied garage is substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, and that's my personal opinion on the matter.
I didn't hear him, so what was he?
Hey, listen, everyone just listen. Go ahead, Mr.
I'd like to
Hamel.
thank everybody coming in. It's great to see a neighborhood sticks together. I know you've been in and out of here 4 or 5 times. You made some great points, and I'm sure everybody on this board has been by that neighborhood. It's a very close neighborhood. I went by after that Saturday snowstorm, and you're right, you can't get up and down that road. I found that the ratio lot floor area lot size going from 0.24 to 0.55 was disturbing. It's too much in too small an area, and it is detrimental to your neighborhood. And once again, everybody in the neighborhood in unison is opposed to this. So I'll be voting no as well. Thank you.
I concur with my fellow board members.
It doesn't matter now. It's over anyway. So can I have a motion, please?
Mr. Chairman,
Mr.
regarding
Chairman,
case
for a motion.
Go ahead.
Z-17-
One second.
Sorry.
Hold on.
The residents have suggested a single family. My client would prefer the opportunity to do a single family than to appeal the board's finding of a no vote. So I don't know if that would require a withdrawal and coming back with a subdivision plan and having a single family on one of the lots, or we would be precluded from doing that if there was a no vote.
No votes for two-family, and it's just gonna be substantially different than the proposal.
So if we came back with a single
Would be
family,
a
it would still
completely
be.
different proposal.
So you could vote no and I could still
Right.
come back with a single
Right.
family.
Right.
Thank you.
And that's what I wouldn't want that to happen.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. Mr. Chairman, regarding case number Z-17-16, 83 Dysart Street, LLC, George Lang, manager, for finding to demolish the pre-existing garage used for commercial purposes and replace it with a 2-unit, 2.5-story residential structure on the premises numbered 83 Dysart Street. I make a motion to deny the requested variance. I'm sorry, deny the requested finding.
The second?
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Council. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, but I already told my family, if you come back with a 4-family, it can fly. If you tear down the building. They're gonna make smaller units. How about like, how much did he buy it for?
Don't wait there. I'll tell you, I
I'm gonna see how much he wants to rent the garage. I'll run my Quincy.com out of there.
You ask us not to interrupt. I want to go on record to say I hope that table is.
Ma'am, we have a job to do too.
I understand that, but he asked us not to interrupt. Yet when Louis was talking, he was over here having a little conversation with the girl, not paying attention to what he's saying. Yipping me when I said something. So I just want our records. What a rude man he is.
We were looking at the photo here, I'm sorry, that he said.
I know, but you laughed and you never listened to what he was saying.
He said, look, there are no cars on the street, and I said, yeah, you're right.
I know, but you weren't watching him, I was. He never looked up to listen to what Louis was saying.
But I was just letting you know, I was not laughing at anybody.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No one's ever said Body was rude before. I've never heard that. It's kind of why I like it. Some of the good qualities.
That cuts both ways.
Well, Richard Mead at the planning is the complete opposite. You know, I mean, the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, the planning is a little different, a little different temperament / whatever.
Well, if Mike was here, though, she wouldn't have made that comment, though. But we'd still be listening to them talk.
That young guy in the photo. He stole somebody else's. Yeah. I don't remember what I had for breakfast. I don't say to my best of my knowledge. I don't remember ever having a conversation about it except saying
detail on it. Is anyone, what are we
going to
going
have to answer one to the highlight.
13.
Back in order.
I mean, you can still build the same for like a 2,400 square foot single family.
Yeah, but I have to recuse on the last.
He can't do the last one.
I'm doing that one right now.
No, Noreen will sign.
Any other business?
Oh, no, yeah. No,
But you won't need me, you can do it.
No, I'm talking about Hopi Road. The guy is really sick, and he's probably infecting people. We get back on the record, Z1719, William Wigan. The guy was just come out of the hospital. I guess he was getting fluids a little while ago. So.
I'm actually the homeowner. Wayne is the contractor.
Huh?
My name's Robert Kelly. I'm actually the homeowner.
You're the homeowner. The contractor stuck on the plan?
Yes.
Okay. So this case number 1719, William Wigan for variance finding to construct a second-story addition over the attached garage on premise 82 Hopi Road. You have the floor. Tell us what you want to do.
My wife and I have moved to Quincy a couple years ago, and we've loved it so much that we'd like to stick around. We found a really great neighborhood, and we just started a family, and we'd like to continue to grow our family. In doing so, my wife would like more room. So I'm proposing that we put a bedroom above our two-car garage, which I am not changing the footprint of the house. I'm just going up about 5 feet, which is why I need the variance. I've spoke to my neighbor that it directly affects, and he is in favor of it. And I have no opposition from anybody else in the neighborhood.
You still got the parking downstairs in the garage?
Yes.
So you're just adding above it, you're going to make a master bedroom up there?
Yes.
I read that way, correct?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Any questions?
I have none.
Rito? You can have a seat. Does anyone here want to speak in favor? Speak in favor? First call, step forward, take your name and address for the record.
My name is Roberto Soto. I live at 627 Adams Street, and I'd just like to say I am in favor of his proposal.
Thank you. Is there anyone else want to speak in favor? Second call, third call. All part of hearing closed. I have a letter here from the DPW. February 7, 2017, 82 Monthly Road, case number Z1719. We reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? Opposed or undecided? First call, second call, third call, closed. Then the bedroom over the garage, and that's all he's going to do, make a master bedroom.
All the neighbors will be in that.
So, any comments? Mr. O'Brien?
No, I'm good.
Jim?
No comment.
All set.
Motion, please.
Mr. Chairman, regarding regarding case number Z-17-19. I make a motion, William Wigan for a variance finding to construct a second-story addition over the attached garage on the premises known as 82 Myopia Road, Quincy. I'd like to make a motion to grant the requested variance finding.
Second. On the motion, seeing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. You want a copy of your prints?
Please.
Anyone else? You don't want them?
Hope you feel better. You'll get a card.
A couple sets of prints, if you want.
Oh, no, I have all this stuff. I even brought my own. Because I'll keep this.
You'll get a card from me in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
You can call me if you have any questions.
Thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Hamilton, read those out. Case number Z-17-13. Win Properties LLC, Jeremy Gavin for a variance to rebuild the existing non-conforming front porch, which is unsafe from the premises number 7, Muirhead Street. Mr. Duca?
Yes, sir. Is this the front porch?
Yeah, it's just replacing the exact size,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
No overhead.
No overhead. There used to be, but when I bought it, it was already gone.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I spoke to the inspector. The reason it came for variance, it was unclear whether it was going to be a little larger.
Okay.
But it is the same size.
Yes,
And you brought a plot plan in or a plan?
Yeah, I have,
Yeah, and looking at the pictures, both pictures, I looked, that's why I was wondering why
He actually went by, the project was underway.
Right, I see it.
Okay, so we're comfortable with that?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's take care of this.
So in that event,
It's
Mr.
the
Chairman,
exact
if
size.
it's the same size, you wouldn't need a variance, we could just issue the building permit.
You want to just do it so it's done?
It's up to you.
Make it easy? Since it is the same size, that's why I think I can really ask you. Building inspector will fly. We didn't know if it was going to be a top line or something.
No.
That's why, so,
You gotta call it.
Huh?
What was the wrong?
Well, I'm going to go through that,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
I'm just going
My
to do
mistake.
that. I just said, you
Sorry.
might as well just do it here. All right, you can have a seat. It's just replacing the exact porch that was on there with the exact size porch, and the inspector didn't know, so we're here, let's finish it. Is there anyone here that wants to speak in favor? First, second, third call, all part closed. No correspondence. Anyone opposed or undecided? Step forward, state your name.
My name is Kathleen Crozier, 17 Muirhead Street. I really just have a question.
Okay.
There's a wide staircase that goes off of the replacement porch, and I didn't know if that was an issue. And it goes, pretty close to the city sidewalk.
I know the way it's built, but it's already been there. If you see these, you live there, so you know what's there now.
Yes.
They're the exact same size.
The porches, but they had not been.
Well, if you see the
dimensions
stairs,
going out.
there are only 3 stairs going up, so you're still going to be way back.
Okay, so this is set aside for the city's.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the stairs. That's what you see.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else opposed or undecided? The second, third call, all upon hearing closed. We have a motion, please. I think we're all in understanding.
Mr. Chairman, regarding case number C-17-13, Win Properties LLC, Jeremy Gavin for a variance to rebuild the existing non-conforming front porch, which is unsafe on the premises number 7, Muirhead Street. I make a motion to grant the requested variance.
Second. On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Nice job.
Case number Z-17-14, Jimmy Wang for variance finding to enclose the second floor porch and enlarge the bedroom in the premises 911 Hobie Street, Quincy. The applicant and representative here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Betty Yao. I'm his interpreter friend of Mr. Wang. He doesn't speak English. And this is my first time in front of the zoning board, so I'll try my best. What happened It's like about 2 months ago, Mr. White called me and told me that the inspector of the city left a business card in his porch. And I found out that he's not allowed to board up the porch. And I asked him why. He said that there was an emergency. It was during the snowstorm. He needed to work on the gutter. It collapsed, as well as the roof. I don't think it's totally collapsed, but I don't know what happened. But he needs to board it up to keep the weight and the structure of the porch. So this is what I gave you is like the original, and then after you board it up. And then after discussion with the inspectors and with his themselves consideration, because behind the porch there's a bedroom. It's about 70 square feet, and the porch is about 75 square feet. Yeah, because he has to come to the zoning board, so he's thinking of knocking down the wall and expand the bedroom behind it, and to create like 150.
Isn't that already done though? Isn't it already done?
No, he stopped all the work. He just brought up outside.
Siding?
Yeah, so that it can keep the weight for the
But I think our opinion on enclosing porches is a no. And what he did is, his house looks like it's $50,000 worth less now than when he started. Really, it's just, that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen someone do to a house, that pretty. It's like, I don't know, but we'll get into it in the case. So that's what he wants to do, enclose this porch, which it already is, and break the window down, so it's gonna be heated, it's gonna be room, it's gonna enlarge the house.
I trust that he doesn't have the intention when he did the porch. He doesn't have the intention of enclosing it to create more space, things like that.
Yeah.
But that's just my trust to what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just something that changes the neighborhood. That's what changes the neighborhood, stuff like that. For me, that's me. But, all right, you can take a seat. Because is there anyone that wants to speak in favor? Wants to enclose their porch and make it a bigger bedroom, the second floor porch? Anyone want to speak in favor? First call, second call, third call, done. We got a letter here from DPW, February 7, 2017, 911 Hovey Street, case number Z1714. We reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Is there anyone opposed or undecided? Opposed or undecided, first call, second call. Third call, no. No one's here, no one cares. I want to put back the way it was. It just, he can restructure it if he has to and redo what he wants to do and make a three-year porch there, but you can't enclose it and just took away the integrity of the whole thing, what it's meant for. It's meant for a porch outside, a porch.
Can I make an additional comment?
Sure. Right.
There's also a photo of the neighboring houses. They all have enclosed porches.
Yeah, but they're all windows. They're all windows. Look at them. They all got windows. They're not enclosed like that. They all have like windows, front, sides, all the sides of window.
So Kenny has window porch.
No, it's just, he took out all the ballast, he ruined the house looking wise. If I lived in the neighborhood, I'd be sitting there, I'd be outraged if someone did that. That's me. We're changing all these neighborhoods by doing this, my opinion. That we're taking porches, enclosing them, closing them all up, put one window like it's a door, like it's just always been there. And it's not, it's a porch. It's the old days, you go out in the piazza and you sit down and relax and get some fresh air. And it's not happening. It's just turned into a boarding up every square inch of a house and making it as big as you can and as ugly as you can. It's sad, it really is sad. I'm not in favor of that at all. Expanding the second floor, which you can enclose that the right way, screens, windows, all windows, not little windows all around. No, not making it, it's going to be left a porch. I'm just going to say put it back the way it was. That's my opinion. I'm 1 out of 5.
Likewise, I have the feeling that it looks like a room already, the way he's gonna build, and structurally, I'm nervous about it, and then if you want to open it up, it would be easier if we left it the way it is, for him just to knock out a wall and open it up. So, I think it should go back to being a porch, to be honest with you. With screens as opposed to two windows that make it look like a room. It looks like the room is extended out to the
street. My feeling is that if it's enclosed properly and there are windows there and it's made to look like a decent looking house, I don't have a problem because the neighborhood has several of them like that. But I do have a concern if he tried to do construction without the proper permitting, without the proper approvals for the city. So my opinion is if it were done properly, I wouldn't have a problem.
Who's sitting here? Oh, used to her in. Mr. Himmel, you're in.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear the beginning of it, so.
All right, well, I have the same opinion. The other houses, in fact, do have enclosed porches, but that's what they are, enclosed porches, not fully enclosed rooms. So if it was done correctly and remained a porch, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But I do have a problem with begging forgiveness as opposed to asking permission as well.
Mr. Himmel took the words out of my mouth, almost
exactly.
Actually, verbatim. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the beg for forgiveness theory. Yeah, for what everyone said, I agree. I'm not wasting any more time with that. I'm very much in opposition to it.
Put it back as a porch?
Yes.
Can I have a motion to deny the request and put it back as a porch again?
Mr. Chairman, got a case number Z-17-14, Jimmy Wang for a variance finding to enclose a second floor porch to enlarge a bedroom on the premises now at 9 to 11 Hovey Street. I make a motion to deny the requested variance and finding.
Seconded?
Second.
Seconded? Someone?
Second.
There you go. On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So he can still keep it as a porch with all the windows, like the neighboring houses, right?
Yeah, you can put all windows in, nice windows, taller windows, so it's a porch window, not a house window. With tall all around, knock down the door, so you can go out there in the 3 seasons.
So does he need to go to the building department?
Yeah, he's gotta go there and get a building permit to put that back. Thank you.
I explained to him.
Further on to tonight's agenda, we have Z-17-18, Michael Marvin Gallagher for a special permit floodplain variance to demolish the existing structure and rebuild the 3.5-story structure, the existing foundation with fill-ins at the rear of the premises, 734 SEA Street. Is the applicant or representative here?
I wonder if it's something I said.
They all got up to the left.
Good evening, board members. For the record, Steve DeRoche, the Ponset Valley Survey Associates, with our offices here at 95 White Street here in the city of Quincy. I'm here this evening with the owners of the property, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Gallagher, and their architect, Mr. Dave Thomas, right behind me. Why are we here? We're here because the lot that they bought, a single-family house, is a pre-existing non-conforming lot, okay? There are 2 items that would, any variance could be granted on. Number one would be the shape of the lot, extremely narrow and extremely deep out into the bay. The second reason is that the property is in the flood zone, okay? The reason we're here also is seeking a variance for the side yard setback on the left-hand side of the house and for the height of the house. The height has been determined because of the fact, as I said, we are in a flood zone. Our velocity zone, to be exact, over most of the property, which is at elevation 16. The elevation of the lot right now is elevation 8. So we have to elevate the first floor 8 feet to elevation 16, and that's 2 feet below the underside of the floor system for the first floor. So we're going to be about elevation 19 for the first floor. They would like to construct a 2.5-story house above that.
You're given the same footprint on the sides, correct?
That's correct.
Oh, side.
Yeah.
And if you get 2 cars under, what are we leaving all the space for on the side? Another driveway?
And that's just, for not the driveway, yes, because you know there's no parking on.
There's zero. That's why I'm just wondering why we're doing it.
We are going to have 2 spaces under the house, okay? And the area beside the house would be for additional parking.
Can you get through with
Can
it?
you tell everyone we park on the sidewalk right there? That's where they park for parties.
Yeah, I know.
Parties around C Street. You gotta learn how to drive on the other side of the road.
Go back to the neighborhood across the street.
You get down past the fire station, you're driving on the wrong side of the road, all the way down.
Yeah. Mr. Tonis has been in contact with the building department. He realizes fully what has to be done as far as the foundation, blowout panels, or whatever. That's not my cup of tea. So I'm going to let Mr. Tonis get up and just roughly explain how we stand through this.
Yeah, as he spoke, David Tonis for the record, as Stephen mentioned, I have been in touch with the contact with the building department, and we've gone over in detail what is required. This building has to be elevated on concrete piles, and there can't be any permanent closure under the building. So my drawing shows a 2-car garage, but it's going to be space for 2 cars and no enclosures. Well, we'll have some kind of closure, but it'll be blowout. There'll be blowout panels around the entire perimeter.
Right, you can have these doors if you get the blowout panels.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 10 to 20 pounds to knock them out. So structural engineers in the process of designing the piers and the structural frame for the house.
And the roof line looks nice. It looks like a 5/7 roof or something.
Yes.
It's pretty nice.
We'd like to get it a little more pitch, but it doesn't meet the height.
Well, that's what I mean. You're up so high with the frame, and then you did a good job with the roof. And it'll look good with the homes that are on that street too. A couple of them, they're being redone every year. How long have you owned the property?
They just purchased the property this past year.
6 months.
July.
So you living there?
No, they're going to do this work first.
Weekends.
No, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be ripped down.
Yeah, it's going to be put down.
Any questions of what?
No, not at this time.
Thank you. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
Does anyone want to speak in favor? Speak in favor? First, second, third call. Call upon the hearing closed. I have a letter from DPW, February 7, 2017. Case number 734 C Street, case number Z17-18. We reviewed the above referenced project and have no comments. Anyone opposed or undecided? First call, second call, third call done. It's a nice looking house. I like the back, of course. It's really nice. Great job. I'll be going there.
Likewise.
In favor, please.
Mr. Chairman, regarding case number Z17-18, Michael and Maureen Gallagher for a special permit floodplain variance to demolish the existing structure and rebuild a new 3.5-story structure on the existing foundation with infills at the rear of the premises, numbered 734. I'd like to make a motion to grant the requested variance, special permit, floodplain.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Nice looking house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Further under tonight's agenda. What's the name?
It's
Derek McCleary.
Derek, just any other business.
Derek and Christine McCleary.
82.
C.
Each is East Street.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you stand up, tell us what you got going on here.
All right, just so the board knows, I've been a resident for 23 years. I've lived in my house for 23 years. I have 5 children. We've lived in a one sort of bathroom house for a long time. And now one of my children has grown and left. I got 2 at college and I got 2 at Quincy High. And I tried to get my wife a new bathroom on the first floor. I had a contractor come out, give us an estimate for the job. You know, we agreed on the price and term, and everything was contingent upon him following all the right protocols, getting all the proper zoning, all the correct licensing, and everything like that.
Left with your money?
What's that?
Sounds like you left with your money?
And, yeah, that's what happened. As it turns out, there's currently a stop order stamp on my door. Came home to that. Actually, I got a text from him saying we need to talk. I came home. He explained, I'm sorry, but I don't have a license. And I was like, what? And, oh, I told you I got a permit. I didn't get a permit. And I was sort of, I don't know what to do. What do I do? So I applied for a permit. I went to, and I didn't just hire this guy out of the blue. He had done work for my father. My father highly recommended him. He'd done a job in North Quincy. My father said he did everything by the books. He got permits. He did everything he was supposed to do. So I was sort of really thought about it. What's that?
Go to the courthouse yet?
I have not gone to the courthouse yet. So my first order of business, so when I went to the building department, they informed me that he had tried to get a permit and they told him no because he didn't have a license. And he went and did the job anyway, and we kept asking him, hey, why isn't there a permit out front? And he said, oh, it's coming, don't worry. And I don't know what his end game was because eventually it was all going to get found out. So I'm sort of lost in what to do. But my current situation is my house is sort of gutted to a certain degree, and what we had was we had an enclosed front porch since I've been here in the house, and we're just going to look to add a bathroom onto there and sort of redo the windows that currently exist. Actually, there might be actually more window space than there was, but just sort of opening it up a little bit. And
same footprint?
Same footprint, same exact footprint, nothing's changing. I guess this is sort of the diagram.
I think what's going on here, yeah. I think what's going on here is the guy got screwed by the contractor. And if this is the same footprint, Mr. Duca, you could give him a finding, right? So,
yes, that's correct, Mr. Chairman. And I asked the applicant to come here tonight prior to notifying the neighborhood, just because the house is open now, it's in disarray,
right.
And it is a hardship, truly different than other situations.
So I think we can just give this to Mr. Duca, let him do a finding, get another contractor, get back in and get the guy's house back together. Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. You know, Mr. Duca, I'm sorry. If you could do that, sure. And then we're all set. We know what's going on. If anyone asks, guy gets swindled. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable that it happens today's day.
It really is.
It really is. You think there's so many, like they don't know you're watching. It's like,
yeah.
Crazy.
Thank you very much.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Good luck.
Yeah. Motion adjourned.
Second.
On the motion, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Thank you.